Hello, my name is William Danchin. I'm the president of PwC Pure Water Corporation. And what I want to talk to you about here today is our DEFERUM 24 low profile manual backwash piloting plant. This plant behind me here is assembled. I want to talk to you a little bit about how to assemble this plant and start it and go over how the system works in a service flow mode and how to manually backwash this treatment plant. Behind me are two tanks. This particular tank we'll call the DEFERUM tank. This is where our filtration happens and where we have our permanent polymer media. This tank here is what we'll call our backwash tank. This is a tank that we use to collect our backwash water so it can discharge at a nominal rate. And it also has our hydro robot and the inlet to the plant through our patented 8 kV aerator degasifier. Now, to assemble this plant will come in 1, 2 main pieces along with 50 kilograms of media. The plant is assembled and put together with these clamps. These two pieces, this piece and this piece, are your connecting pieces between the two tanks. And in the clamps are a couple gaskets. So don't lose these gaskets. They must be put in to the flange and the flange tightened to create a tight seal. This hose here is connected by couplings. So you have basically 3 connections between the two tanks. Now, in order to, once you've assembled this unit like this, the next step would be to install the media. And to install the media, you have to pretty well put the plant into start up. To start this plant, you should connect a inlet hose. This is a 3/4 inch NPT connection. And on that hose, we recommend that you install a valve and a pressure gauge. One prerequisite or parameter that you must adhere to is that the feed pressure to this plant must be a minimum of 65 psi. And you can monitor that if you have a gauge attached. So attach the hose and start the water flowing. The water goes through the aerator degasifier. At that point, any iron that you have in the water is oxidized immediately. Any hydrogen sulfide, methane, carbon dioxide, radon, gas that you may have present in the water is vented through the top of the hydro robot in a hole port at the top of that black component that you see on top of this tank. Then the water flows down the hydro robot inside this tank, and this particular hose feeds the raw water into the DEFERUM plant, portion of the plant. The water enters through the bottom and flows upward through the media. So when you are first installing the media, what you should do is start the plant up and fill this plant to a water level that sits above this distributor. Say you're up to about the level of this pipe right here. Then what you would do, there's a stainless steel ring in here that's retained by 4 brackets. Take the ring out and carefully pour the media into this tank, replace the ring, and then continue on with the filling process. What will happen eventually is that this tank will fill up, the media will be retained by this media retaining ring and begin to flow out of this valve. When you open this valve, this is your filtrate discharge valve. So the water will enter into the 8 kV aerator degasifier, to this tank, through the hose, up through the DEFERUM plant, and at this level discharge out through this port and this valve. So that's the system in the service flow mode. Now if you want to put this system into a backwash, what you would simply do is close this valve that stops the discharge of the filtrate and let the plant fill up, the water fill up to about the top of this tank. It will also fill up in this tank as well. This tank has a plate across it. And the reason we have this here is to give the backwash enough volume to clean our media effectively. So once you've got the water level up to about the top of these two tanks, what you would simply do is open this valve below and let the filtrate gravity flow and wash the media, and all your suspended solids, oxidized iron, and contaminants will quickly discharge into the bottom of this tank and fill up. When the water level in this tank drops to about the ring level, then you would shut this valve off and your manual backwash is then complete. What we do is we put a garden hose on this fitting here and let this backwash water discharge at a gravity feed rate to some point or some drain or location where you can safely discard the backwash water. Then the system will automatically continue to fill. Open this filtrate valve, and as the water fills, it will start to gravity discharge through the filtrate hose and you're back in service. One of the things that are very important while you're piloting this plant is to try and establish the frequency of backwash. For piloting procedures and recommendations, or any questions that you may have in operating this pilot plant, please call William Danshin at PwC Pure Water Corporation. That's me. My phone number is 604-219-7898. Thank you and good luck with piloting with our DEFERUM 24.